Hello, everybody. Thank you so much to Michael Strickland for joining us today, one of the stars of the new Lifetime movie, The Hillsdale Adoption Scam. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to chat with you.
Tell us a bit, what's been the main element in Terrence's character and the movie in general that fascinates you the most and drew you to join the Hillsdale Adoption Scam?
That's a great starting question. So what drew me to this audition, of course, was the opportunity to play a father myself. I'm actually still a fairly recent father. My kiddo is about a year and a half old now, almost 2 years. Um, so getting the opportunity to be able to play a dad character was immediately intriguing to me because I'm like, great, this is something I can absolutely connect to. Which throughout the film you'll see on this Saturday, there's a few things that really uh, are terrifying moments as a parent that you'll see happen, and getting that kind of weird opportunity to experience that is boy, is it ever a test of the human ability, I'll tell you that. So that was really one of the biggest things that drew me to it. And then uh Terrence is just a dad who loves his kids with all his heart and wants to do the best by it. And of course, as a human, he makes mistakes, but is always doing his best to really support his family and have the best life set up for his family. And you'll see some interesting stuff throughout the film. But yeah.
We're really looking forward to see more of him and his story and what's in this incredible movie that's coming
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, me
And
too.
and for all the people that are looking forward, like us, to watching the Hillsdale
Mhm.
Adoption Scam, how would you describe the movie if you had just like three words?
Thriller, intense, and uh nail biting isn't really one, but we'll go with that. We'll say four.
Yes, absolutely. And what can you tease about Terrence's arc throughout the movie? You already mentioned something in the previous question, but
Mhm.
what can we expect from him?
You can expect Terrence to be a valuable part of the relationship between both him and Bethany, in the sense that they really work together to try and you know better their family. There's a lot of things that people can potentially relate to when it comes to Terrence as well as with Bethany. Um, but yeah, I can't reveal too much,
Yeah.
uh, specifically because I also don't want to spoil anything. I mean, you probably get a little bit of an idea based off of the trailer thus far, but yeah, it's definitely, as I was saying earlier, it's really a testament to uh, dealing with some of the most crazy things as a parent as well as a potential parent. So uh, stay
Yeah.
tuned.
And on a personal level, as
Mhm,
you already mentioned, Lifetime movies and shows always feature some well relatable storylines for the audience
mhm.
and well-shaped characters. Is there any particular feature in Terrence's character that you can relate to on a personal level? Where are you two most similar in your opinion, and where are you two most different as human beings?
Great question. Oh, you're good with them today. So, I would say that the thing that I find that I relate the most to with Terrence is that part of being a dad, and just there's very little I won't do for my kiddo. Uh, and Terrence demonstrates that a lot in this film as well. Now, the one thing that definitely separates Terrence and myself is that um, I will typically, if something's going wrong or something does go wrong, I will immediately have a conversation with my partner about it. I won't keep certain things close to the chest. That is my confidant. That is the person I need to go to discuss things. So, uh, but it's understanding. Like I can see from Terrence's perspective throughout this film as to why he holds a lot of his cards close to his chest, because the last thing he ever wants to do is hurt his family. So it's really hard not to try to say too much.
I know that. And on the acting level, acting wise, what's been for you the biggest challenge you experienced in portraying Terrence?
The biggest challenge. Oh, what was the biggest challenge as Terrence? I would say that the biggest challenge as Terrence was probably the idea of not. It's so weird because they always connect back to each other. It's the idea of not judging certain things that Terrence is going to do, where me as Michael, I wouldn't do that. Michael Strickland would not go, oh, I'm just not going to talk to my wife about these things because I don't want my wife to be mad at me. Don't get me wrong. I do not want my wife to be mad at me, but I know that the only way to avoid that is to talk to my wife about it. So there are moments where you typically will want to judge a character, but don't judge a book by his cover. There's just know that it always comes from a place of love. So I would say that would be the biggest challenge that I had. Thankfully I had an amazing co-star to work with, Keisha Knight Pulliam, and it was an absolute blast working with her. She's very open, very willing to play, which is, as an actor, is freeing, of course, because then you're not, especially when you're working with someone who is as much of a veteran as she is, you don't want to, you want to make sure you come with your A game, right?
Yeah.
And because especially if you mess up something, you don't want them to be like, oh man, this guy doesn't, but she was extremely giving. She was very, very, very easy to get along with. So it was great working with Keish.
That's great. And talking about the environment on set, as you were saying, how would you describe your experience filming the Hillsdale adoption scam with both the cast and the crew? And do you have any fun anecdotes to share with us from that time?
Oh yes, absolutely. Excuse me, I am absolutely blessed with the people that I got to work with on that set. I always like to personally make sure that I get to know each and every person that I'm on set with. Doesn't matter what their role is, both cast, crew, I want to know everyone. And every single person on that set was just an absolute dream. They made it feel very much like a family environment. I also got very close, of course, with obviously my fellow cast members, as well as one of the artistic producers, Lexi, who one of my favorite things that we actually did on set when we actually were during a lunch break, we got to play piano together, and she sang along with me, which was super fun. So it was a very relaxed atmosphere. And then even when you do see, which throughout the film you might see moments like this, when it did get to some very heavy content, it was a very supportive room. Everyone was dropping right into the mood with you, and you could feel, especially when there's more tense moments, you could cut the energy with a knife. It was palpable. And working with Asia Youngman, who's our director for this film, she made it so easy. She made it so easy to work together. Because she was able to watch and see exactly what it is that you're doing and help to bring her vision to life through what you're doing in such a simplistic way, where she could see how you're going to go, and then basically just move with you, and gave just the right nudges to help push you to a certain area. So yeah, there's so much that I wish I could tell you. I feel like we should have this conversation again after the film premieres.
Yeah,
We
it
can
would
go,
be a great
so about
idea. Now, that's really beautiful to hear that you had such an amazing experience on set, because as you probably know, as an actor, it's not always the case on filming sets. So it's incredible that you had the chance to live such a beautiful family environment on the set for this film.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a lot of like behind the scenes shoots with our scripty Panit. And we got to do some like Instagram posts and have some fun with that. We did some like funny videos and whatnot for behind the scenes stuff, which
And we
I'm not.
can't wait to see those.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if Lifetime's posted them yet or not, but yeah, I sent those off to
Let's hope
Lifetime, so you
so.
never know. Yeah, you never know. But otherwise, yeah, it's just been the whole experience itself was an absolute blast. They were very, very long shoots, nights, but it when you're doing what you love, it definitely doesn't feel like work. And that
That's
definitely,
so true.
yeah. So it's just great. I'd love to do it again.
And now a little fun question that we always
Sure.
ask to the people we're interviewing. And
Okay.
considering we're talking about the Hillsdale adoption scam, it's on the Hillsdale adoption scam
Mhm.
universe. If you could choose any other character from the movie outside of Terrence, a character that you would have loved to play if you could, which one would it be and why?
Oh, I would love to play Georgia or Puck. Both of
Great.
them are just, oh, actually, yeah, even Carmen, all three of them are just, oh, they're such interesting characters. Um, because there's a lot there is so that isn't told. And then it starts to become revealed throughout the film, and you just go, it's
Great.
they're
Great
very.
to know.
Yes, yeah. So it's funny. It goes back to kind of when I first auditioned for this film. One of my favorite things about some of the scenes when we went through the audition process is just reading it a few times over. You're like, especially as an actor, you look at the scene and you go, "There's a lot of meat and potatoes on this. There's a lot to play with. There's so much depth of character in here to be able to explore." Which I feel like those three characters for sure have so much, so much to play with. So yeah.
Great. We'll keep an eye on them. So
Mhm.
when we watch the movie.
Definitely.
And throwing back instead to the origins of your career as an actor, how did
Mhm.
the passion for acting come about in your life?
Oh, so I'll try to tell the very long story short. But in a very long story short, I did dance class when I was a kid. I did a lot of dancing for many, many years. And one of the first classes, I was around 5 or 6 years old, and it was like a jazz tappy kind of dance class. And I was the only boy in the class, and the girls would come on stage, they would do their little performance, and then they'd bow and go off. And then my character, because I was the only boy,
Yeah.
would be to sneak onto stage as if I'm like taking over and I shouldn't be there. And then I'd start doing things like Russians and crazy
Yeah.
dances and things like that. And then the girls would chase me off stage and continue their dance and do this lovely little beautiful, almost like a ballet.
Yeah.
And then they'd leave and I'd sneak back on. And when I was doing that, the entire audience was laughing. And it was that laughter that sparked the immediate joy of, yeah, I want to do this forever. I want to impact people in whatever shape or form it may be. Uh, because it brings me so much joy. I love telling stories. I do it with my kid every single night. So it's just the best.
And among all the projects that you had the chance to
Mhm.
work on so far in your career, is there any particular one that you're mostly fond of?
Ooh, which one am I? So I'm still a very, very big fan of the very first cartoon I ever booked, which was for voiceover, of course, which was called Landfish Quest. It never actually premiered in North America, which is sad. But it was very, very big in like
What a
Ireland
pity.
and Africa. And sorry, which?
No, what a pity that it
Yes.
hadn't premiered in North America.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was such a fun experience. As well as, so I would have to say it'd be tough between that. Man, I've got some favorites for sure in my career. I loved doing Warhammer, which again another voiceover, but if we go film television, Acting good was fun. And A Brush with Christmas. Honestly, I can't. It is so hard.
Don't
I love
worry.
each and every single one of my experiences in their own right, in their own way.
Yeah.
So to be able to pick one specific favorite of all time is very hard. It's very hard.
Yeah, and we know that each project helps you grow and grow
Mhm.
more as an actor. So I can
Yeah.
understand how difficult it must be for you to pick one.
Even this project helped me grow so much because it was uh one of the first few like real drama type roles
Yeah.
where there's a lot more depth that you can play with. There's a full character throughout a whole film that you really get to develop and begin to slowly expose.
Yeah.
So for that reason, this becomes one of my all-time favorites. Just there's so much to play with, and it was a crazy personal experience for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And our last question,
Mhm.
um, if you had to give some advice to people who want to pursue an acting career or a career in entertainment in general, what kind of advice would you give them based on your experience?
So to this day, I heard this piece of advice from another actor, and I actually play this advice on repeat every single time I book a gig, every time I audition for a gig and I don't book it. It is the consistent play of my life. And it is from Robert De Niro, where he talks about the industry. And he says, when things are going good, be calm. Don't get too big for your britches, because he's seen people come, people go, people come, people go. Just stay calm. Enjoy the moment, stay in the moment, live and do your best work. If you don't book it, don't give up. Especially if you've watched the Oscars just the other night.
Yeah.
That is a testament to never giving up. There are a few actors in there who have been in this industry for a very, very long time and have
Yeah.
won their first Oscar. Do not ever give up. It is going to be very difficult. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Don't give up. Keep on fighting. And when you book it, stay calm.
Thank you so much, Michael. It's been
Mhm.
really incredible to have you here and to chat with you about your work and your
Well, thank
upcoming
you.
movie.
It's been an absolute blast. I appreciate this. You've had some great questions. I love it. And
Thank
I
you
wish
so
there's so
much.
much more that I could give you, but it's like I don't want to spoil the movie, of course. Uh
Yeah, there
so
could be any chance that we do another one maybe after the movie airs.
sounds good. Yes, there's more that we can definitely talk about at that point in
Yeah.
time.
And let's remind people that the Hillsdale Adoption Scam airs on Lifetime next Sunday, March 19th, if I'm
Yeah, very, very close. Hillsdale Adoption Scam actually premieres on March 18th, which is this Saturday at 8/7
okay.
Central.
Thank you.
Yeah, but they don't unfortunately they don't premiere it in Canada. It can only be visible in the US.
There will be surely another chance for all the
Yes.
people worldwide to see it. I'm sure of
Due
it.
time. Due time.
And we can't wait to see more of Terrence and all the other characters in the movie.
Mhm. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much again and have a good day.
You as well. Take care.
Thank you.